If I told them and I showed them, they won't understand. If I told them how to get rich, they won't understand. If I told them they can't stop me, they won't understand. They don't understand. They don't understand. If I told them and I showed them, they won't understand. If I told them how to get rich, they won't understand. If I told them they can't stop me, they won't understand. They won't understand. Yo, YouTube, what's up, man? I got some tips for y'all to increase your mindset doing deadlifts. So, first tip I got for you is do not get too anxious to lift real heavy. You know, the deadlift is a full body workout, and a lot of people do deadlifts and they're anxious to just hit a big PR, move a lot of weight, which should be your ultimate goal, to move an acceptable amount of weight. But you don't want to lift too much outside of your range and end up with an injury. You definitely could get a major injury from doing the deadlift incorrectly and lifting too much weight without the proper form. So you definitely want to keep that in mind. Don't rush to make a big jump in your progress. Start off with doing dumbbells. You can do stiff leg, dumbbell, hamstring work, so you can get your hamstring strong, and then progress into add loads. You always want to have the proper form when doing a deadlift. You also want to have the proper bar with enough grip on the bar. They got specific barbells made for the deadlift, and it's a deadlift bar. You don't want a bar that doesn't have a lot of grip, because that bar will start to slip out your hands. You can use straps to increase your confidence with your grip if you don't have a lot of grip strength. But what I would recommend for you to get your grip strength to increase is to use some chalk. Like, get you some Olympic chalk, not the liquid chalk. You want the powder chalk. Some gyms say you can't use chalk, so you probably have to get the liquid kind so it doesn't make a mess. But if you go to a real powerlifting gym, real bodybuilding gym, a real gym will definitely let you use chalk, because they know it's essential, especially if you're doing deadlifts. Some of you guys are into CrossFit. You want to use chalk. Don't use gloves. I see people trying to work out using gloves. Toughen up, man. Just toughen up. Like, get your hands strong, and you're gonna have calluses, but that's a part of the work you put in. So you can use the chalk, and it'll help you to increase your strength, your grip strength. Also, add some back work into it, because the deadlift is a full body workout, but it's also a workout that requires a lot of strength in your back and your lats. So I would advise you to do pull-ups. Start doing pull-ups. If you're unable to do 5 pull-ups straight, do sets of 1. Try to do 4 sets of 1 pull-up. Then add 2 when you progress, and then do 3, and then 5, and so on, until you can do about 20 straight. And that'll help you increase your grip strength, because you have to hold on to that bar. I like to use an overhand grip on the pull-ups. That just helps me to activate my back more, and it definitely will transfer over into your deadlift. Also, when you do your deadlift, you want to warm up properly. So some people treat the deadlift as a leg exercise. It is a leg exercise, but it's also a back exercise, so you can add it to your leg routine. When you add it to your leg routine, focus on your hamstrings a lot for that workout, your glutes, your posterior chain. If you add it to your back routine, also make sure that you warm up your lats properly. So get you some lat pull downs in, pull-ups, some dumbbell rows, standing dumbbell rows, things like that, cable rows. Do some heavy load work with the back workouts to activate your back. Also activating your traps, because you'll use your traps a lot. You'll feel your traps working when you go to do the deadlift. Your shoulders, your back, your lats, your grip strength, your forearms, And deadlift is primarily you pushing into the ground. So your form is paramount, and you lock out your form at the bottom of the deadlift. I'll show you a video of me doing some deadlifts, some pretty heavy weight. I'm moving around, and you can see what I do to activate my hamstrings and get my body ready to lift that weight. The deadlift is basically you pushing your feet into the ground. So your upper half of your body is locked out, your back is straight, you got your grip on the bar, and you're basically hinging your hips and pushing down, and the weight is pulling up. You don't want to be jerky and try to use your upper body to move the weight when you do a deadlift, because that's not the requirement for the weight to move. You're using your legs and your back, but you're not using your back to lift the weight. You're using your back to hold that weight and get that lift moving. So I'll put a clip in there and explain that to you guys. Yeah, so you'll see me grip the bar, back straight, hinge with my hips, pull my legs straight, lift up. I lock out my legs so I can load up my hamstrings. You'll see me do it here. Pull on that bar, squat down, pull up, pushing my feet through the ground. My hands are just holding the weight. My legs are doing the work. You'll do the same thing. I used to roll it, but I don't roll it anymore. Lift straight up, move that weight. And I do the same thing all the time, back straight, hinge with it. The chalk is paramount for helping your grip, because if you just go in there and you don't have any chalk on your hands, sometimes you go for the deadlift, your hands might get a little bit sweaty, you get excited to hit that weight, and that bar will start slipping out your hand. Also, if you get dependent on the straps, then you really won't develop your grip strength, because the straps will help you out. And you don't really have to squeeze with your hands. You want to have a good grip, especially if you are into weight training, any type of weight training, whether you're doing bodybuilding style, you're doing powerlifting style, you're doing calisthenics, any type of workouts, CrossFit, anything you're doing in the gym to get in shape, you want to have a good grip strength, even in life. Like, you never know when you need your grip strength. So the deadlift definitely will help with your grip strength. You could do forearm work where you get a dumbbell and put it on the flat bench. You just get you some good weight and just, curl it. Just your wrist. That'll activate your forearm and get your grip strength up to help you with that deadlift. So you can do that. Also, with the deadlift, if you want to increase the amount of weight you can actually move, then I would advise you to start with a weight that you can move about 5-6 times and then increase the weight. Don't try to make a big jump to a heavy lift if you're just now starting out. Start off moving some lightweight 5-6 times. When that gets easy, start adding 2.5 pounds or 5 pounds at a time, and that'll help you increase your strength. Some people do sumo deadlifts. Sumo deadlifts are great if you have problems with your back. They also work your adductor muscles in the inner thigh and your groin. They're good for that. I like to do conventional deadlifts. Sometimes I do sumo deadlifts, but I like conventional because it's just badass. You get to move that weight and do it the way that most of the world does it is a standard conventional deadlift. But it's nothing wrong with sumo. You hit that sumo deadlift, you could definitely increase your weight, and it takes the stress off your back. So you could try that. Another thing I want to let y'all know about the deadlift is if you have proper form, it's less risk for injury. A lot of people think the deadlift is you moving that weight with your back and your upper body, but it's really through your legs and your back. They work together, and it's a chain reaction. Also, if you get hit with that sticking point, Like the sticking point is usually right above your kneecaps at the bottom of your quads. That's usually where you hit that sticking point. What I feel like helps is to drive your hips forward at that point. Don't try to yank the weight up. Start pushing your hips forward. Push your hips forward, and the legs will take over and move that weight up for you and help you with that PR or that weight increase that you're looking for. So that's some tips for the deadlifts. And your mindset just has to be that you visualize that weight moving. Like before you lift that weight, you visualize the weight moving. You visualize it the day of, right before the lift. You see yourself completing that lift, and you have your routine of how you set up on that deadlift. I like to do a closed stance, old school Olympic lift style with the conventional. Bring your feet closer together, and you're almost in a duck stance, like you're standing like a duck with your toes pointed out, and that definitely will help you with driving through the floor. Bringing your feet close together. And your routine, like when you walk up to the bar, have your routine you do when you walk up to the bar and you get set up, and you make sure you stick with the routine that feels comfortable for you with good form, and you always do that routine before you get ready to hit that lift. That'll get your body ready and have your mind ready, and you'll get that muscle memory, and your body will start to know what's going to happen before it happens and be ready, prepped, and prepared. Also, don't try to deadlift all the time. Like some people want to deadlift once a week. I'm gonna show you a video, and me and my homie, like, we hit probably the heaviest deadlifts in the gym, and he's bigger than me. He probably got me by, like, I'm 190. He probably got me by like 80 pounds, something like that. You feel me? And when we go to do deadlifts, he trains deadlift once a week. He probably hits about 70%, 75% of his 1 rep max once a week. I do deadlifts once a month, and I keep up with him with the weight. Like, I do deadlifts once a month. I don't train deadlifts every week. I just do it once a month, and I do it once a month because it's a super taxing workout. It's going to stress your body. It's going to create that growth hormone, boost your testosterone, increase your strength. It's going to help you with your other lifts, your bench, your rows, your curls, everything, your squat. It's going to help you with those lifts. So I train deadlift once a month. And when I train, it depends on the intensity. If I do drop sets, I'm usually pretty sore. But if I don't tax my body that much, you want to keep deadlifts in the low rep range. 1s, 2s, and 3s is probably perfect. If you want to build that strength, then you want to increase the reps to about 5 to build your strength up, to jump up in weight. Probably add 10 or 20 pounds to your lift. Like if you had 225 and you can hit 225 3 times, shoot for 5. And then go up to 245, you know, like that. Add a little bit of weight that next time you train. And give your body a break. Like when you do that deadlift, your back is going to be sore, your lats, your arms, your traps, your glutes, your hamstrings, sometimes even your quads and your calves. Like you'll feel that through your whole body. So you don't want to constantly keep doing that workout where it hits your whole body and it's a real heavy lift because you deadlifting weight using your whole body, and then you go to the gym and you train your arms, then you train the chest, then you train the back, then you're doing squats, and your body's never really getting that recovery because you keep taxing the full body, and your CTS is just going to be shot. Like you're not going to have that CTS take a break, repair itself, and then be ready to activate that next time that you do that deadlift. So limit the amount of training you do on the deadlifts. It's up to you. But me personally, I train deadlifts once a month, and I'm always hitting a PR. I'm always getting stronger, and my body's not beat up. It's about longevity, you know. Another thing with the deadlift is some people want to ego lift the deadlift. Like, if you do that, you probably gonna get hurt. So just take your time, be patient, keep track of how much weight you can move. Train your back some more. Just do other training that to help your overall body strength increase. And the deadlift is gonna help at the same time. So it's like you're just adding to the equation. You're not subtracting. You want to add. Also, eating properly. Follow a proper diet. If you want to bulk. You want to cut down. If you want to maintain. Track your macros. Get you a food scale, and just keep track of your progress, your food, and your weight. Weigh yourself early in the morning after you use the bathroom. Don't try to weigh yourself in the middle of the day, because it's not going to count. You hydrated, you got food in your system, your body takes in water, and everything will change. Like, it won't be the same. So you want to do that. Also with the deadlift is being in the right mindset, like just being ready to do the lift. Being prepared mentally is the main thing. Knowing you could do it, but don't exceed your limits. Just knowing you could do it, being ready, prepping yourself, activating your mind, warming up your body, and hitting that deadlift, man. Like, I love the deadlift. That's probably one of my favorite lifts because it increases your overall strength. Your confidence will go up, and it'll make you just super strong. You're gonna be strong mentally to go hit that PR. After that, you're gonna feel like you leveled up. So that's my advice for deadlift tips to help your mindset, increase your confidence in the deadlift. And let's get this money, y'all. Peace out.